Hello, good morning. Welcome to a brand new week and welcome once again to News Update. Brought to you by Studio 77, your go-to source for the latest and the most important stories. I am Adeleke Febewaje, so beauty on duty. And now let's dive into today's news updates. On the national news, insecurity. FG rejects US Embassy's post. Pastors' testimonies as unfair and inaccurate. The federal government has dismissed recent security alerts issued by the U.S. Embassy and testimonies from religious leaders as unfair and inaccurate. Officials argue that this report misrepresents Nigeria's current security situation and could incite unnecessary panic among citizens. Nigeria police order immediate removal of 52 retired senior officers from federal payroll. In a significant administrative move, the Nigerian police force has ordered the immediate removal of 52 retired senior officers from the federal payroll. This directive aims to enforce compliance with retirement regulations and ensure the integrity of the police service. JAMB releases 2025 mock UTME results. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has released the results of the 2025 Mock Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). Candidates are advised to check their scores via the official JAMB portal. The board has also cautioned against falling prey to fraudulent schemes promising score upgrades. Now moving on to the news on politics. Plot by Atiku El-Rufai, orders to unseat Tinubu will fail, says Ganduje. All Progressive Congress APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje has criticized the coalition talks led by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Ganduje labeled the alliance as a gathering of individuals with divergent political interests, predicting its failure to unseat President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 election. 2027, Tinubu moves to halt APC defections from CPC bloc. President Tinubu is reportedly taking strategic steps to prevent defections from the APC Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) bloc. Sources indicate that the president is engaging with key stakeholders to maintain party cohesion ahead of the next general election. Now to the news on health. Global health at risk as 70% of countries struggle with funding cuts, WHO. The World Health Organization (WHO) has raised concerns over the potential increase in maternal deaths due to significant cuts in international aid. The organization warns that reduced funding could reverse decades of progress in maternal healthcare, particularly in conflict-affected regions. Lassa fever. Farmer store owners urged to avoid drying grains on ground. In Nigeria, health authorities are advising farmers and store owners to avoid drying grains on the ground to prevent Lassa fever outbreak. The disease transmitted through contact with rodent-contaminated food poses a significant health risk during the dry season. Supplements, herbal cleansers may worsen kidney disease. Nephrologists have cautioned against the use of unregulated supplements and herbal cleansers, highlighting their potential to exacerbate kidney disease. Medical experts recommend consulting healthcare professionals before using such products. Now moving on to the dynamic world of sports. Atlanta beat Bologna 2-0 to relaunch Champions League bid. Atlanta secured a 2-0 victory over Bologna in Serie A, bolstering their bid for a Champions League pact. Star striker Matteo Retugi scored his 23rd goal of the season and provided an assist, showcasing his pivotal role in the team's success. The win propels Atlanta to third place in the league standings. Liverpool vs West Ham United. After Arsenal dropped points against Brentford on Saturday, Liverpool resumed their march to the Premier League title by beating West Ham United 2-1 at Anfield after Mohamed Salah broke the record for most goal involvement in a season and Virgil van Dijk scored a late winner. Now moving on to the international news. US court orders FBI DEA to release Tinubu's probe records. The United States District Court in Columbia has ordered the Federal Bureau of Intelligence and Drug Enforcement Administration DEA to release records relating to the criminal investigation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over alleged drug trafficking. Judge Barry Owell, in a ruling dated April 8, which can be found on the court's website, directed both agencies to search for and process non-exempt records tied to Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) requests filed by American researcher Aaron Greenspan. The FBI and DEA have now been ordered to conduct a search and release non-exempt materials, while the parties have to report back to the court on the case status by May 2, 2025. So that's a wrap on today's news update. Keep following us for more updates. On Instagram, Studio 77, on Facebook, Studio 77, on TikTok at the Studio 77, on X at Studio 077, and on YouTube at Studio 077. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Till then, stay safe, stay informed. Bye.